Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Oh God, I just got hired as a programmer and I have no idea what to do. In this show, we talk about seemingly difficult topics in Android and how you can get them working without much ninja stunts, and just average Joe programmer can get this working without much effort. Okay, I am Average Joe. Nice to meet you. We're gonna get this working now. Retrofit. You hear a lot about retrofit. You don't know, you're not sure what it does because the name doesn't reflect what it does. Maybe you do know what it does. I didn't know what it does, what it did, but now I do because I ran into the problem of having to call several APIs at work, at my job, where I work in an office. So the issue was I have this. I have several APIs. One is called register user, sign up user, all of that shit. What they do is call an API, get a response. Why am I even typing this? I have no idea. Get a response, do something with the response, or act accordingly. Okay, so you get the response. If it's okay, you do something. If it's not, you do something else. You show the user that it's not okay, something went wrong while communicating with the server, all that jazz. So what I did was very naively had a function for each one. Now in Retrofit, you still have a function for each one, no doubt. But in Retrofit, there's a sort of pattern where they all communicate together. They don't communicate together, actually. But you have this service. Okay, so this is the GitHub service. You're trying to talk to GitHub. Okay? You have a function called list repos. You have a function called list users sending, group list, all this kind of stuff that you want to know. It's just like register user, sign up user, all the normal calls that you might have for an app with a backend. Okay, so your backend guy is gonna send you something like this. Hey bro, this is the user sign up. This is the user sign up API. It will return. Okay, this is gonna return you something like this. Okay, he did this with Laravel with some fucking thing, and you have to work with it now. How do you do that? You're gonna have a function that has a HTTP client object, which goes and hits this API and then returns a JSON. And then when you return the JSON, you go like JSON result of 0.getJSON object, which is called data, and then you from that you get JSON array, I don't know, some results, and then you parse. This is fucking endless. Okay, let's see an example of that. Okay, let's watch what people do usually. Android. Okay, I hope my porn doesn't show up here. No porn related to Android. Android, get JSON from URL. Okay. Let's see what that is. Okay. This is what I used to do. This is what I usually do. Perfect. Async task. You have progress dialog. It shows that we're downloading your data, and it cancels on canceling. When you get it back, there's the response. Input stream, buffered reader, amazing stuff. You're getting the JSON, and now when you get the JSON, look what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the city ID and the city name. Okay, let's see where this is an accepted answer. It's correct. The name, tab 1 text. There's no such thing as tab 1 text here. Whatever. He's gonna go city name, active, no active. Okay, maybe the JSON response changed by the time he answered, but this is basically on post execute. When you're done getting the data, now you parse it, you get the this is a whole clusterfuck of things that you have to do for each one, for every one of them. Okay, so it's not very practical. The issue with Retrofit is that it has a little technical debt. So you spend a little time on something that you're gonna see now in a while, but when you do and it's done, it's really worthwhile. So it's so easy for you. This is a function. Before we get into anything, this is how it's gonna look like when you want to register user. You have your progress dialog, waiting dialog. It says please signing up, whatever. You have your alert dialog ready to show up if something wrong happens. It's not showing here yet. It's just a button that does okay. And this is the actual call to retrofit. The REST client, gmfit service, register user, register request. You're gonna figure out what this means soon. You enqueue it, okay? So it goes async. Alright? Is that what that means? I'm sure that's what that means. Enqueue. There's no mention of it. Okay, it's what it means. On response, there's a response.body, response.code. These are stuff that are from the JSON. Response.body, the get data, the get body, the get token. This is stuff that's in the JSON. I don't parse anything. Okay, except for this. You'll see why I parse this one. Okay, soon. This is the on response, and this is the on failure where you show the alert dialog, and that's it. You don't have to have an async task for every one of them, and you don't have to have even this, all of this. You can just have logs instead of this. I'm trying to show you the bare bones of it, because if you go to the bare bones of this one, you cannot replace this shit. You cannot take this out. You can take maybe this out, okay? You can't take that stuff out. You can't take this stuff out. You can't take this stuff out. You won't get the data. I'm trying to show you the bare bones of what you have to do to get actual data from the JSON that you get in the response. In this case, you don't have to do any of this. He's not even handling this stuff yet. He's just trying to get the data. He hasn't handled anything yet, okay? This is looping over the JSON array, which has the stuff he wants. With me, in this case, with Retrofit, I can get the data array without looping. I just get data array. You'll see how. That's the technical debt that you have to pay in order to reach this level and be able to get that stuff like instantly. Okay? So this is much easier. And you can even disregard this one. This is something custom I have. It's an issue I have. So it's so simple. As this page shows, where's the actual call? Synchronous versus asynchronous. Okay. You can have synchronous, you can have asynchronous. Okay. So let's start doing this. We have an API. I have not tested this yet. Okay? I don't know if the guy's telling the truth with this API. I have no idea. This is an app I'm working on. We'll see. Actually, before I do that, usually I get the API and I test it with Postman. This guy. You feed it an API call here and you get an actual response down here. You see that down here? Yeah, so we're gonna test this. Now this guy sent me only the the route. What's the fucking address? Can I check my phone 1 second? Just 1 second, okay. Does it have the address? Where's the address, Joseph? Okay, here we go. Let's go and type this actual small.co API, what? API v1. This is of course Laravel, I'm so sure of it. Everyone does Laravel nowadays. Okay, this is a get. Is this a get? This is a post. What's it expecting? No auth. Email password. Email password of course. Okay, we're gonna just send it off like that. Yeah, seems great. What the fuck? Why isn't it working? Okay, an error. How can we stop? Stop. Send again. Aha! This is wrong. Body. This is a preview. This is an error. Okay. Route collection PHP. This is Laravel. Okay, so it's wrong. Parameters, email, password, FB. Let's go and test what this guy is actually trying to do. What's the FB ID look like? It's gonna look like this. Google ID, first name, last name, country, mobile, gender. Okay. Google ID. Key is first name, Ray, last name, Aleh, mobile, not in that order maybe. Last name, country, label ops, mobile, okay, 00961, whatever, and gender, male, send. Okay, this guy's, it's fucked. Let's try another API. Do not save. Okay, we're gonna try another API. What's the other API? Here it is. Let's go for emergency, sign, no, register, yes, register, send. This API is working, okay? It says email is already taken. Now look at this JSON response. It has data, has a message, has a body. You have to parse all this shit. You can't just, one does not just call an API, bro. You have to go through all of that stuff. Okay, so this email is taken, authorization, no authorizations, this is a post request. We're gonna try another email. Oday is the best. Aren't I? Whatever.com. Password. This is my password. We have a new user on some server, and this is the access token that was returned from this request. Okay, this is a working API. Let's try and make it work in the app. Okay. So naturally we're gonna have a sign up form. Hello world, fuck you. Edit text, bear with me here. Match parent. Where am I? Another one. Email, edit text. Password, edit text. What is the issue here? No line changes. Okay, what is this? Oh, yeah, I know. Text input. No, sorry. Input type, email. Input type, password. Alright. We have now our sign up form. They're above each other. We should have this below. Email et. Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay. This is the email, this is the password. Let's have a hint. This is amazing. Okay. So let's not use butter knife. It's not worth it. Private. Edit text. No. Private. Edit text. Email et is equal to a new edit text of find view by ID. Pass. Okay. What? What? Pass. No. This cannot be. Okay, what we're doing is this password et. Okay. So now we have. Actually, let's run this. Okay. Let's run this. Oh, we should have a button. Match parent, wrap content, ID, sign up, BTN. What the hell happened? No? Okay. Private button, sign up btn, and we're gonna do this is equal to a button. Okay, sorry. Okay, now we can run this. Let's open Visor. You know what Visor is? Visor is a cool thing. Visor view. Now you get to view your phone on the computer. Isn't that fucking amazing? There's my phone. I'm gonna run, and we wait until 10 hours so this can run, because fuck Android Studio. By the way, guys, I started like a podcast with a friend. Oh, it's in Arabic. I forgot. You don't know Arabic. Well, it's called codervoice.com. You can check it out. It's pretty cool. We do speak a little English, but it's mainly in Arabic because that's where I'm from. I'm from Arabia. We all speak Arabic there. I'm actually from Lebanon. So we have the sign up form. Let's get started just with the actual retrofit stuff. Okay? Where's the web browser? Here it is. It says here Retrofit turns your HTTP API into a Java interface. Whew, fucking amazing. Okay, let's copy this and paste it. If he's telling the truth, it will work. Okay, the computer is going to explode any minute now. Let's have another class here called what the fuck. No, we're not gonna call it what the fuck. This is so slow, man. Okay, we're gonna call it API service. Okay, I like to put underscores in my class names. Sue me, I told you already. Created by Odai. Remove this shit. We're gonna paste this shit here. First of all, we're gonna give it the same name, service, and we're gonna say that the route is called just like we copied it. What was the route called? It's API v1. This is the route. Anything that's after the root address. Okay, so let's use this noise. Just an idiot passing by. So this is the route. It's called register. So we're gonna just say register. What are we going to return? Here's the issue. Here is the issue. Okay. What are we gonna return? Let's actually look at how to initialize a retrofit object first, and that's how we figure out what to return here, because over there is the issue. Over there you get to see what this actually means. It'll be clear. Okay, Visor is up. This is fucking wrong, of course. I'm gonna run again. It should run much quicker now. Instant run, bro. Oh yeah, we're not done here. Okay. Fuck this, I don't care if it works or not. I'm just gonna get started with this. Okay, now it works. Perfect. The button doesn't have a text. Amazing. So this is how you start a new retrofit object. Okay? The retrofit class generates an implementation of the GitHub service interface. Now where are we gonna start this off? Where do you place this? I forgot. .build. Okay. .build. Let's actually check it out. Bitbucket. Let's see my previous code. I have no idea where to start it. Source. No, obviously not here. No. We're awaiting the genius now. Rest. Okay. There it is. That's why I said here, because I forgot. See what I do here? I have a new REST client object, and from that I call gmfit service. From that I say register. Okay, so we're gonna copy this shit, same as is. I wrote this, okay, but I forgot now. I don't care. Java class REST client. This is the first step to becoming professional. Okay, if you do this, copy pasting ninja stuff, you become professional. API service, we're gonna have a new object of this API service. Const is a constants file, so we're just copying the same stuff. Const. What is the string called? I really hate this tag. I don't know why I don't remove it from the template. Base URL address. Okay, const. Is this how it works? Yes, no, string. Base URL address is called. What's it called? It's called this. All of what's before the register, up until the v1. Okay, this is the base URL address. Perfect. So this is resolved. This is not resolved. Okay, this is resolved. JSON converter factory. Okay. JSON converter factory. Actually, we don't need this line because we're not going to make them RX. They actually work with RX, but we're not going to do that right now. So add converter factory. Now the thing is with the converter factory, bro, is that what you gain from Retrofit is the ability to turn the response from the JSON into an actual POJO, plain old Java object, so that you can say finally response.get this field that I'd like to get. Okay, get any field, you know. So this conversion from the JSON to the object is from this factory that you have to import. Okay, that's the benefit. You'll see how easy it is now since you did the work of feeding it an actual converter. Let's just go to the build.gradle and see which JSON. Okay, you have to get this guy. You have to import this line. Okay, Retrofit version is, where is it? 202. Okay, here's our build.gradle. 202. It became 21. Okay, I didn't know that. 210. It's gonna be the same version as Retrofit, okay? Because it's related. It's provided from the same people. You can see it here. Retrofit configuration, okay? This is what we want. Converter JSON. You can use any other converter, but I'm gonna use JSON because it's easy. Okay? You can use Jackson. You just import this and you feed it. Now you can run this line. When you import that stuff, now you can run this line, or Jackson converter factory, or whatever converter factory. Okay, so we're gonna use JSON. Okay, sync now. I sync now. Okay, synchronizing. Amazing. Watch this now. They're all gonna go undefined. And now it's defined. Now you have the factory. This is just the first step. Service.class. What? Service.class. Okay. This is the object that you're gonna return when you call this function. so that you can from that have an object, and then from that you can call the functions which sit here, which are this. Okay, amazing. This is the API service. This is our register. Let's just start implementing it. Repo. What the fuck is a repo? We don't want a repo. This is not our case. Let's go and emulate what's written here. Source, main. This is private, by the way. If you mention any of this to someone else, I'll do something bad. I'll be very upset. REST. There's our service. What does it return? It returns an authentication response, default get response. Okay. So our register user, what does it take to be satisfied and return a response? It takes a body which has an email and a password. Okay, that's all the register does, and it returns all of this shit. Okay, so this is where the core of the work on retrofit goes. You have to give the converter a model of what you want the JSON to be turned into. It's going to be turned into a class. It cannot find out what class it needs to be turned into. The JSON converter cannot find out what it needs to turn your JSON into if you don't tell it what the model of this JSON is in Java. So this highlighted line has to become a Java class. Okay? And that's what you return from Retrofit. A class that you make which models exactly the type of response or the response you should get from JSON. What it does is it grabs the JSON that's returned, raw JSON, and converts it into, and just puts the stuff into your class. If your class is wrong, the response is going to be wrong. You're not going to get a result. Okay? So your class must be correct. How do you make a class out of the JSON response, which is come on. This is our response, the raw JSON. This is how it looks like. Validate. This is how it looks like. Okay? You have the token, whatever. You have the message, the body, the code. Alright? So we're going to take this. We're going to go here. JSON to Java. No. JSON to Java. Let's just try this. JSON schema to Pojo. This takes JSON, gives you back a Pojo. Simple. Simple. I'm gonna paste this shit here. Let's say JSON here. JSON, not Jackson. Use double numbers, include getters and setters. Alright, allow additional parameters. Let's leave this out because we don't have additional parameters. Preview. Wow. That's so easy. That's so easy. Okay, we're gonna copy this stuff. You see what this is? This is the data. This is the data. This is here. Get data. This is body, code, and message. Body, code, and message. This is inside the data. And this is the token. This is inside the body. So easy, right? Okay. We're going to start with the data. Data. Copy. Paste. So easy. Let's have another package, actually. We're just going to call it REST. I'm going to put this guy... Oh, no. Put this guy here. Yes. Put this guy here. Yes. Let's have another package. No. No. Activities. Yes. Classes. What? No. Package. Classes. Done. Okay. And inside the rest, we're gonna have new class. What are we gonna call it? What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it This is called example. You have to know what to call it. Now watch here. The data here has a private data. This is an actual class. Okay? This is the class. It returns this one. It returns an object of this type. Alright? And this here returns an object, a body, of this type. This is the body. So you have to know what to name them. You can't name them example. So we're gonna just take this. Let's say authentication response. Isn't that neat? Data is still not identified. Import class, none of this shit. We need a custom data object which has a body, a message, and a code. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna create a new class authentication data contents. We're gonna paste this shit. So easy. Come on. So you don't have to be a professional. Now you are a professional. You can become a professional if you just watch a YouTube video. It's easy shit, bro. Now, this guy, this is wrong. This returns a type of this class. Okay? So what we're gonna do is create a new class, authentication body contents. What we're gonna paste inside is this. Ta-da! Easy peasy. Change this. Authentication body contents. Okay. What is this? Set body. This takes also authentication body contents. What do we have to change here? Now this is called authentication data contents. We're gonna copy it again, go here and do this. So now the authentication response is a class which has an authentication data contents. It gets that data inside it. There's an authentication body contents. It gets that body. You go to the, where is the authentication body contents? It gets a token from inside that, and now you have an exact model of this response. Now the JSON converter can turn your JSON into a Java class. You can do get body.get token.get whatever the fuck you want. Okay? So we're gonna leave these guys here. So now we're gonna say returns an authentication response. Register user is the call of the, it's a custom any function name. Just gonna call it register user. The path is register. Wait a minute, no. This is what it takes. This is what the retrofit call takes. What does it take? What did we say that it took? It's a post first of all, so we have to do this. Post. It takes a body, an actual body from this is an annotation provided from Retrofit. Body. So we're not gonna send the JSON as raw either. Okay? We're gonna send it as an object also. It gets turned into JSON inside. So we're gonna say that we're gonna create a new class from our own imagination, which includes only an email and password. Okay? Register user register request. Okay? This class doesn't exist yet. Actually, we're gonna call it from the activity, from the calling activity. So we're main activity dot. We're gonna go here and say public class register request, private we don't even need to do this. What the why would I need getters and setters? Constructor, which includes both of these. That's amazing. Okay, now this is working. We feed it in the body. If you want to include a header, you say this, header, string, header. So easy. What? Oh, sorry. You say this. Wait a minute. This is how it's done? That's not how it's done. Oh, okay. Header of... Oh, yeah. You have to give the header a name. Okay. So the header is usually called... it's a parameter. It has a name. So if you go here and say this, usually it's called authorization. Whatever, this is your token. This is this guy. You put this in the header so that you can make requests with a token. Okay? So it has a name. It has to be called something. So the header name is authorization. And it's passed an actual header value. Okay? But we don't have a header with the register user yet. So now we have a JSON model in Java here in these three classes. We have the REST client that's connecting to the Retrofit builder with a base URL address, add converter factory, the JSON to convert from the JSON to the Java, and the get API service, which returns the object which makes the call to these functions. Right now there's only one of them. Let's start doing that shit. Private what? Register user. We're gonna pass it a new register request of email et.getText.toString and a password et.getText.toString. So easy. What? If these are not empty, do the following. Okay. Let's have our function, which has the bulk of what we're going to do here. Register user, it takes a register request, void, and we already have this function. Okay, let's copy it line by line. This is the dialog that's going to appear. It's going to go like this. Signing up. Signing up, is this correct? Please wait. And the dialog which will appear if something went wrong. This is the dialog, button positive, signing up again. Alert dialog, import class, support version. Okay, in case they want to agree. Dismiss the dialog. What is this called? The set button dismisses the. Of course, it's gonna be dismissed. Why would I dismiss it here? This is meaningless, I think. Nothing is meaningless. Let's leave it, just in case. Now we're gonna call actual retrofit with this stuff. Okay? The register user call, it's gonna return a call. Okay? This call, we have to actually launch it. Because retrofit prepares the call, and then you get it, and then you actually launch it with the onResponse and onFail. REST client get API service dot register user. Already we have the register request, which is this. Just gonna feed it. Now you actually make the call. Just make the call. Let's dump the useless stuff from here. We don't want to know. Let's just leave this. There is no else. On failure, request failed. 200. Why 200? This is why. Because 200 is returned when things work. The request has succeeded, you get a 200. You get a different one if you get a request failed. So let's remove this header. We don't need a header. Let's give it an we can make the same request because this already has been registered as a user. This should return that the email was taken. Email already taken. That's 449. That's not 200. That's different. Okay? So we make a switch based on that number. How do we make that? Look at this stuff. Response.body. You get the authentication response here, your class. Okay? This is your class. This is stuff we made. It's an object of that class. And you just say .body. If the body is not null, you do response.code. That's this guy. You're getting it as a Java object. Response dot error body if it didn't work. Inside the body we should have a token. What? Oh, yeah. The body, here's the body. This is a successful request. Data, get message, body, token. Get data, which is inside this thing. This thing. Get data. Get body. Get token. So the response.body is all of this thing. Okay, it's not the actual body. Okay, this is the stuff from Retrofit itself. Okay, this is the whole thing. Get data is the first one. Okay. Okay. Then get body after that, which is this. Okay. Now you get from the body the token. So it's not like mixed up or anything. This is the whole response with the whole JSON, everything. Get data can be called anything. If you want to call this table, you can just get table. This is where the stuff that you are concerned with starts to happen. And this is the stuff where you're dealing with the whole body. If anything was returned, if the whole thing is not null, then start drilling in and get the data, get the body, get the token. It's so easy. 3 levels. Where are the 3 levels? 1, 2, 3. You're there. You got it. Let's prove that this is working. Let's print out. Why is this? Okay. Let's print out this field. Okay. With the code. This is called the message. This is our message. Now we can do something easier, which is this. This is an authentication response object, remember? If you don't know, you can check here. It says return authentication response. Okay? This is easier now. Actually, let's go get data, because we're always going to be dealing in stuff that's inside the data. So it doesn't make sense to call it every time. It's different now. Authentication data contents, not authentication response, not the whole thing anymore. We're dealing with the data that's inside it. Data contents. Okay? Response, data contents. We're going to replace these guys with this. .get message, .get code. We need internet permission, of course. Right? Of course we do. Let's give the button some text. Will this work? Of course it's gonna work. Let's try. Now let's do the case for 449, where the email is already taken. Run. I don't care. I don't care. First run. Where's Wiser? Come on. Guys, this is so pro. I was so happy when I found this. I have all my calls, I just do this stuff. I'm thinking also of making it into a function that takes a dialog title and a waiting title and a callback which tells this thing, you know, what to do in the on response. This. It ran. This is it. Okay. Oh, okay. This is it. Sign up. No, it should show a toast here. If it's not empty, where is it? If it's not empty, if this is not empty, and this is not empty, register. Else show a toast. Okay. There is no toast. Okay. Now this is already taken, so we should see the already taken dialog. Okay, nothing is happening. Like literally nothing. We didn't set an on-click listener. Okay. Yeah. So this is how professional you can be, guys. If you just do what I do. You don't set an on-click listener and start clicking on a button and you don't know why it's not working. What could be the issue? I wonder. Sign up. Field's empty. Let's try and put something in here. Testing. Please wait. Perfect. Yes, and what is the result? Actually, we did dismiss. So it's not being dismissed, so we're not hitting here. Okay? We're not hitting this guy. Actually, we didn't change this guy also. Okay, so clearly this is not working. Okay? What could be the problem? Okay. Let's go back to the code. What could be the problem? Now we're not printing anything out to see what's the actual problem, okay? Forget that. Let's try a fresh email first. Okay, it works. Now why doesn't it work with the used email? Isn't the code 449? The code is 449. 449. Why isn't it hitting that part? Okay, actually we didn't even dismiss this guy in the 449. Let's dismiss it globally, okay? In either case, it's gonna dismiss it. So it might be appearing and we're not seeing it. Let's run again. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So we already registered with this email. See, it's taken. It's not being dismissed. You know why? Because the response.body is not equal to null. It is null. Otherwise, it would dismiss it. Let me tell you why. Let's look at the response for the error. Okay, this is the response for the succeed. This is the response for the error. It's not the same thing. Yeah, it's not the same thing. This one has an object here. This one has an array. And we're saying authentication response for the JSON converter. So whatever you get as a JSON, turn it into this JSON, into this Java object, and just put the stuff in here. If it doesn't find that it's the exact same model, as I said before, it's not going to work. So you don't have access to this, you don't have access to this, nothing is turned into anything, because the model is incorrect. So if you look here, let's look here. This default get response. You see why nothing is meaningless? You remember this piece of code here, the else? Let's look at that. This is the register, wrong credentials. Why would the register have wrong credentials? What the fuck? One moment. Wrong credentials. 401. Why would this fucking thing be returned anyways? Why would this be returned? In what case would it be returned? There is no case where this was or would be returned. This is wrong. Okay. Fuck that. Doesn't matter. You remember this code? This is because I didn't want to make another model just for the error. So what I do is, if the response.body is not null, I go into it. If the model works and you were able to convert and I have the data and you converted it, do the following, which is succeeded, etc. If you were not able to convert it, I do the parsing myself. Okay? So let's copy this stuff. Let's remove this. This is the bracket for, okay. Okay. Handle the error. If the error is invalid parameters, email already taken, 449. Okay, let's do it in the alert dialog. Okay. So this is when for the case where the model for the JSON converter does not work. Otherwise, you're going to have a separate model for the error. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. You're going to take this. You're going to go to JSON. Ta-ta. Same shit. Preview. Watch the difference. List. String. Email. This, in this part, this is the get. This is the authentication data contents class. Authentication body contents, sorry. In this case, it has a token. In that case, it has a list of strings. Because the guy, the API guy, it's his issue, it's his fault, returns an array of strings in the case of an error. Why? Because there may be many errors. Okay? It's the way he designed the API. It's not my fault. So I have to cater to how his JSON model looks and mimic it in Java. So if it's different, I'm fucked. It cannot convert it. I don't get a response object like I want. But in most cases, it's going to be the same. It's his job to make them consistent, so I don't have to do this shit. Okay? So in this case, you have a different body. So you have to have a different authentication response. And you can't get two of them. You can only feed retrofit one response, one model. Too bad. It's the API guy's responsibility to make them look the same. Meaning, in the body, you always return either a token or no token or some fucking shit. I don't know. This last part that I said may be wrong. Anyway. You handle the error yourself. You get the error body from Retrofit. It does have an error body. Okay? Let's disregard all of this first and look at the error body. Toast. Okay. What? What do you want? Okay, fuck. Because it's parsing JSON. Okay. IO exception? Yeah. I'm not sure why the IO exception. There's no JSON exception, but it can throw an exception. Let's go again. Okay, an already used email. Sign up. error body is whatever. It returned, see it again, it returned this stuff, the whole thing. So we're going to parse it ourselves. We say first, get the JSON object which is called data, the very old way of doing it. You know this, get JSON object data, get integer the code. If the code is 449, show this. Let's run again. Okay, sign up. It hasn't launched yet. What? This is my JSON? What? No, this is just an instant run issue, I'm sure. This is also a used email. What? This is... Oh, come on, tabbing doesn't work here. Okay, sign up. This email has already been taken. No. Oh, we have this thing still here. Okay, this is an actual error. Syntax error. JSON exception. Fast. What the fuck is all of this? Okay, we removed that stuff from above. That message was still showing because we still had it in the code. Maybe today? There you go. Okay. I think it's pretty clear. It's really cool. Retrofit is really cool. I am not sure about this modeling thing. Maybe there's an easier way to do it, but this is pretty fucking easy. This modeling thing with the pojos and stuff. This is the only way to do it, I think, because you have to give it the exact same model of your JSON in Java. It's up to the API guy, whoever's designing the API, to make it look consistent, so you don't have to do tons of classes. Like for my case, I have about 6 or 7 different API calls. What I do is, or the classes I need for all those calls are here. One set of classes for the authentication, a default get response. This is always response. This is always returned, and the default get response and the data inside it. This is always returned the same way, which includes a body, a message, and a code. And this includes always a data object. Here is where it differs. Here is where it differs. User policy response, of course, has data, but it has a user policy field inside it, which is different from the authentication response and the default get response. And the data inside. Why is this capital? Why is this A capital? Oh my god. So this is different. Yeah. And that's this is for 7 or... Well, I'll show you. This is all for... Oh, we were already here. This is for all of this stuff. They fit into all of those classes. So this is pretty consistent, I would say. Maybe there's someone who does it better. An API guy who is amazing, more amazing than my guy. But I think that's easy. So that's Retrofit. If you follow this, you can get it working on your computer, in your app. So easy. Half an hour. I don't know how long we've been spending here. But this is basically it. To get it up and running without really understanding or needing to get into the internals of things. Wow, how it does the calls and how efficient it is. Now you have it working. Try it out. Let me know what you think. And that's about it, guys. I'll see you next time on Oh God, I just got hired as a programmer and I don't know what to fucking